This is a production of PBS Charlotte.
Just ahead on Carolina Impact.
A new owner, a new season, and a new logo at midfield. I'm Jason Terzis. Coming up, we'll take you inside this new era of Panthers football.
Plus, do you think video gaming addiction is a disorder? One international health organization says yes. We'll explore the issue. And
kids from around the country put their best foot forward with Broadway dreams in view. I'm Tanisha Johnson. That story straight ahead.
Don't go anywhere. Carolina Impact starts right now.
Carolina Impact, covering the issues, people, and places that impact you. This is Carolina Impact.
Good evening. Thanks so much for joining us. I'm Amy Burkett. It was a multi-billion-dollar deal that made history in Charlotte and marked a new era for the Carolina Panthers. We're all just getting to know the new owner of our hometown team. He's a Pittsburgh native who has put not just his money, but his passion for the game into our region. Carolina Impact's Jason Terzis tells us more.
Ah, yeah, the sights and sounds of a Carolina Panthers game day. Nothing quite like it. From the percussion team band to the Top Cats cheerleaders, game days at Bank of America Stadium are all about fun.
Walking all the way from South End all the way to Uptown, seeing all those Panthers jerseys was, I love it.
Fans flood the streets, walking to the game, riding scooters, transporting adult beverages, tailgating, and of course, cranking up those tunes. And for a team that sold out 229 of its 231 home games all time, including 161 straight, there's always someone in need of a ticket. Aside from a couple raindrops and injuries, the first game of the new season went about as well as any Panthers fan could have hoped for. The defense, led by Luke Kuechly's 13 tackles, dominated the Dallas Cowboys in a 16-8 victory.
And playing in the Bank, it was electrifying, and we just got to keep feeding it energy.
We're a good football team. We can be a better football team.
The opening day win was a special one, as it gave David Tepper his first victory as the new Panthers owner. Afterwards, head coach Ron Rivera presented him with the game ball.
It's his first win as our owner, and the guys were real appreciative of him, and he just wanted to make sure we congratulated him the right way.
It's real cool, just seeing him and seeing his face and his reaction. So it felt good for me, and I know it felt good for him.
Oh, that's good, man. Just to see him get that dub, and for his first time being here, man, we just got to keep that up. Give him a game ball every week.
I'm a new guy. He's a new guy. So seeing him come up in here and get the game ball like that, it was very exciting.
Tepper earned his wealth as a hedge fund manager. Prior to coming to Charlotte, he was a minority owner of the Pittsburgh Steelers. He paid an NFL record nearly $2.3 billion to purchase the Panthers. Although the sale didn't officially close until July, differences are already being felt in the community. Tepper has shown up at schools for backpack giveaways. He went to preseason tailgates, introducing himself to fans, even sticking around to enjoy a cold beverage.
What is this, a pale ale? Or
it is a rye pale ale named after this tailgate crew.
And brewed right up the street. I like it.
On game days, Mint Street is now closed off for a pregame street festival called Panthers on Mint, which is free and open to the public. They have t-shirt giveaways, lots of music and dancing with percussion and the Top Cats, and autograph signings with Panthers greats like former tight end and four-time Pro Bowler Wesley Walls.
I'm just like everyone else. I'm a big fan. I think change is good sometimes, and in this case, I think it's going to be great for the Carolina Panthers and the fans as well.
But the most significant change, at least so far, took place right smack dab in the middle of the field, where for the first time ever, the Panthers logo appeared. Up until now, it had been the NFL shield. It was former owner Jerry Richardson's way of thanking the league for awarding Charlotte a franchise.
Just to see that, man, it's dope, man.
It's great, though. It looked good out there. Obviously, the fans were very excited about it, so I'm excited about it.
It looks cool now, the Panthers logo out there, and I know the fans love it.
Yeah, it's great. Panther pride, knowing that owners have our back instead of the NFL's back.
I think that's just a sign of the times. You get a new owner, he wants to put his stamp on it, and I don't blame him.
Richardson owned the team from its inception, but had little choice but to sell when multiple allegations of workplace misconduct arose.
Okay, that was then. This is now.
As part of the sale agreement, the statue of Richardson outside the stadium must stay in place, which has fans divided. Some think it should be removed, while others say
he's got a little too much flack. Keep it up there. He brought the team to the Carolinas, and he should be remembered for that instead of anything else.
As for future plans, Tepper wants to upgrade the team's practice facility, including the construction of an indoor field, which most NFL teams already have and use for practice when the weather's bad.
Given our practice field and what other people have in the league, we're falling behind a little bit.
He'd also like to see the stadium put into use more for concerts, soccer games, and high school football.
I kind of think that high school championships should be played in that stadium. I want to utilize the stadium a lot more for the community because I think that's important as being a member of the community.
And at some point down the road, the issue of a new stadium will need to be addressed. Tepper hinted that he'd like to someday do a public-private partnership.
We're talking about win-win situations, okay? It can't just be for me and it can't just be for them. So it has to be a partnership, and partnerships means win-win.
But for now, Tepper and all Panther fans just want to enjoy the new season.
I'm excited for Mr. Tepper and what the plans are for this team and where the team's going to be heading from here.
It's a new day for this organization, and hopefully we'll have bigger and better things to come, including Super Bowl championships in the future.
The new season and new era of Panthers football is officially here, and fans couldn't be more excited. For Carolina Impact, I'm Jason Terzis reporting.
Thanks so much, Jason. Welcome to the Carolinas, David. We're rooting for you, and of course, our Panthers. Well, moving from fans and football to a different kind of game, the World Health Organization has launched campaigns about diseases like malaria and hepatitis, but it recently set its sights on video gaming addiction, calling it a disorder. Some locals agree, while others are skeptical. Carolina Impact's Sharon Smith has details on the controversy.
There's something missing at the Link household. A big part of their daily life is gone.
We had to take it out of the house.
That's a hard line.
Yeah.
And now there's a void to fill, left by the lockup of video games. Middle schooler Jacob and older brother John challenge each other in chess, but the boys still miss gaming on their screens.
I would say on a 1 to 10 scale, I like it at like an 8. I mean, it's fun, but I don't understand really why she took it away.
Several weeks into a digital detox, they are learning a new normal.
I'm excited for the changes that I've seen in the last 6 weeks. You know, they're still having a hard time.
Maureen, a nurse practitioner, says first gaming was just entertainment. Then it became a discipline issue.
It created a tremendous amount of conflict in our home.
Gaming dominated free time and conversations. They had battles over time limits.
It's hard to think of another activity the kids are engaging in that they become that disobedient, that disrespectful. They wouldn't do that about basketball or lacrosse or anything else that we love for them to be interested in doing.
The Lynx needed help. That's where Families Managing Media came into play. Maureen found the resource online, attended a lecture. It all clicked.
If you're a coach and you coached a losing season, you would go to your team and you would say, hey guys, we got to regroup. We got to get back to the basics. Okay, that was not a good year. Let's just get together. And that's our role as parenting.
She looked at the research, reassessed, and made changes recommended by Families Managing Media and founder Melanie Hempy. She's a mother of 4 with no gaming in the house.
It's not about being extreme, and that would never work anyway, but it is about balance.
Her best example is her own son, Adam, now 26. Gaming took over his life at a young age.
With Adam, I didn't understand how damaging spending hours a day on a video game could be to a young boy.
For his part, Adam says gaming as a kid was social, competitive, and rewarding. He compares it to a drug, always wanting more.
Because, you know, you're leveling up, you're getting new equipment for your character, you're progressing, or you think that you're progressing, and when you start getting addicted, everything else in your life just starts getting duller and duller.
In college, all those gaming hours took a toll, socially, physically, and on his education.
And so I was probably, when it was the worst, I mean, 16 hours? How many hours in a day when I'm awake, you know? Like, seriously. Like, I would not eat sometimes.
It was bad. Adam left school and joined the Army, an automatic digital detox, which Adam believes helped him reboot. Now he's in business school, doing well, and hopes their story serves as a warning.
Adam's a great kid. These kids are all great kids. It's not deviant behavior. It's that they are being taken over by this drug that's affecting the chemicals in their brain.
Hempy says the World Health Organization is right to conclude gaming addiction is a disorder. It creates a standard in diagnosis and insurance options for treatment. A diagnosis means a gamer's personal, family, social, work, or school life has been severely affected over an extended period of time. Not everyone is on board.
Video games are an exceptionally good babysitter, and that's not an excuse to call it a disorder.
Dr. Frank Gaskill co-founded Southeast Psych in Charlotte. He has clients affected by gaming.
If I were to say, okay, you have a video game disorder, an addiction disorder, then I'm going to be treating you and your relationship to video games, but I'm missing the underlying problem, which could be depression or anxiety or being bullied.
Gaskill is a proud gamer himself.
There, okay, so that's who just killed me.
He's in the camp that video games are good in moderation. He's written articles about why parents should game with their kids to engage and understand the content.
See, he's building a barrier, man. And there are times where you're going to say, you know what, we're going to go without electronics for a week. Because one of the things that kids struggle with now is they don't get bored. If a kid gets bored long enough, they'll figure it out. It's our nature.
The video game industry says gaming can bring families together. According to the Entertainment Software Association, more than 2/3 of American parents say they play video games with their children at least once a week. The ESA says to classify gaming addiction as a disorder is based on incomplete research. But there is a growing drumbeat. Multiple studies show too much screen time in gaming has a negative effect on children. For the Link family, their position has evolved. Maureen sees excessive digital gaming as a public health issue, not a fad. Digital detox broke the cycle.
There's no question in the last 6 weeks, as complicated as this journey has been for our family, what has emerged is we hang out together as a family.
For now, their new reality is more complete without interference from gaming's virtual world.
Checkmate. Just like a big brother to lord that over little brother, Sharon Smith joins us now to talk a little bit more. I love the phrase digital detox, but I think it's a little harder than it may have appeared in the story.
I think you're right. It can be a big change for some families, and I had never heard that word before, or phrase, digital detox. But it's something that's really interesting. A lot of families are starting to talk about it more.
And when you do, I'll tell you, even with a 17-year-old, the worst thing I can do to him, if he needs to be grounded, is take away his phone.
Right.
I mean, there is huge power in that. You'd think I was abusing him in some way. Let's talk a little bit. I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
What are those signs that we need that?
Yeah, well, I think, every family is different, every individual is different, but if you're looking at your child and you see suddenly that gaming is a priority over everything else, maybe they're lying about some of their gaming time, or if it's consistently a battle when you set those limits, they just don't want to get off, they're asking for 5 more minutes. If they're just not paying attention to the consequences, then maybe you do need a digital detox or some type of intervention for your family.
Let's talk a little bit. It was interesting in your story to see that the World Health Organization wants to label it one way and some other experts label it another way. What's the real purpose from the World Health Organization? Is it something about a standardizing care?
I think that is definitely part of it. And in some parts of the world, we see this as a bigger problem than in America, but I think we are all starting to pay attention, right? And so with the World Health Organization doing this, it does create a standard of care and it opens up those insurance options for families. But on the American side of it, the medical community here, not everyone is on board. There's still a call for research from the American Academy of Pediatrics and other organizations that say there's definitely a problem, but let's take some more time and really look into it more.
Lots of good information. Sharon Smith, we appreciate this information so much.
Yeah, I learned a lot.
We all do. Well, next, we head to Statesville, where a cigar shop that spans 3 generations has given a family the American dream. Producer Russ Hunsinger has more.
Flor de America comes from my grandmother's name, Flor. It means flower, so the flower of America. My grandmother, Flor, she's been doing it since she was little. In Honduras, there wasn't a lot of work, So this was one of the main ways of actually, you know, making money in Honduras was learning how to roll cigars. She worked in a big factory in Honduras, and that's how it started. Our main blend, my grandmother was the one that came up with it, and that's the one we've continued on.
La mejor.
The best.
La mejor.
The best. The best blend.
This is one place you can come to and you won't walk out with a stranger. There are people who drive up here from Charlotte, Salisbury, Hickory, Asheville, and I met them all within the last 4 or 5 months.
Here we got my father rolling, we got my cousin Myra rolling, my grandmother rolling, other grandmother rolling, you know, so it's all family. A lot of years of hard work and dedication for them to be able to be here where they are now.
Me siento muy orgullosa.
I feel very proud of the blend that I came up with, and I enjoy very much watching my son doing it, and now my grandson doing it. When I pass away, I want this to continue. This is going to be our legacy. Over here, my grandmother, what she's doing is the torcedor part. The torcedor part is initially what starts everything. That's where your blend starts, because you can use different type of leaves from different type of countries, and then you can also use different type of binders from Ecuador, from Nicaragua, from Dominican Republic. And then from that, she puts them in a mold. Then she puts them in the press, leaves them in there. Then the rollers come out and take out the molds, and that's when they start doing the rolling part. My father, Carlos, is rolling the wrapper, which is the last part. After rolling, that's where La Abuela comes in and she starts putting the cigar bands on there and putting them in cellophane ready to package. My grandmother did it, my father's doing it, I'm doing it, and then hopefully my kids will do it as well.
Well, this is only my second time here. I came here yesterday, and immediately, you know, crazy friendly environment. I mean, what more could I ask? I got a cigar, got the Cuban coffee.
Anybody that comes to Flor de America quickly becomes family to us. Family is everything. Family is absolutely everything to us.
I grew up in Miami in a very, you know, Hispanic Cuban environment, and this was very nostalgic for me. The old Cuban guys with cigars and the dominoes, it's always been part of my life.
They're just not customers. Everybody is just a part of Flor de America. And, you know, the coolest part is that, you know, you can find any type of person in here. You know, anyone that you'd never think could smoke cigars would smoke cigars out there.
I came here about 3 years ago and sat down and started meeting the family. Know all of them, Carlos, Noli, Myra, they're my second family. This is my second home. And as far as the town goes, this is the best thing that ever hit Statesville.
These are community participants. They're involved in the community. I got to know Carlos years ago, and he befriended our family, and we befriended him. And that's what I'm more engaged in, is the warmth that they bring to our community.
What does this place mean to you?
My heart. This is my heart that stays right here. This is everything to me. Yeah, I feel very proud, and I enjoy it very much, because every day I get to come here and see my family, you know, sit down next to my son and be able to roll. I'm very proud. This is a dream come true. And I want to thank this country too, because it gave us the opportunity of being to come here and our, you know, my kids be able to be successful in the tobacco industry.
Thanks so much, Russ. The family also has offices in Honduras. It's always great to see families that are passionate about what they do for a living. Something that I'm passionate about is helping young people pursue their dreams. Recently, a lot of high school musical theater students from our area got the chance to work with Broadway professionals. It's called Broadway Dreams, and it's a week-long camp where the best in the business from New York come to Charlotte to teach a new generation of performers. Carolina Impact's Tanisha Johnson takes us inside.
As soon as you step into a room with these kids, you know it's just about showtime.
The days are pretty intense. This is not a summer camp by any means.
And that's an understatement. In this room, students from the Charlotte region and as far away as Texas to DC are here with the best.
There's a lot of music, you have a certain amount of time to learn it.
Head follows. These students want to strike it big, and they have high caliber help to do it with these industry veterans. There's Max Reed, choreographer from the Broadway show Spider-Man. Victor Jackson, choreographer for Iggy Azalea, and Evan Kasperzak and Spencer Liff from So You Think You Can Dance.
Energetic and graceful.
Students Anna Hertel and Ron Gibson, along with 138 others, are a part of the Broadway Dreams program. Top award-winning singers, actors, and dancers are all here to teach. Talent scouts are also here. It's intense as they learn all the right moves in preparation for showcasing their talents in front of casting directors for movies like Frozen and the upcoming Michael Jackson show.
It's like excited nerves, because it's like I can't believe I get this opportunity to be in front of you. I get to work with you and absorb everything that you're teaching me individually.
They're expected to be off book with their lines and their music by maybe day 2, including learning all these steps, and then go into acting classes and singing lessons and make themselves emotionally vulnerable and to grow as artists.
It's what they live for, but it's not easy.
You got to stand in front of famous people and sing. That's how you audition. Like you sing in front of them, so it's kind of hard to, be comfortable in your own shoes,
Annette Tanner started Broadway Dreams 13 years ago as a part of her own dream to help others succeed.
I had friends that were in Broadway musicals and they wanted to start teaching weekend workshops, and I helped them.
While she had a knack for identifying great talent, she knew that wasn't enough. People needed access.
That access is being in front of and in the same room as decision makers and incredible artists that have Emmy nominations or Tony nominations, that are current directors and choreographers.
Now the program is in 10 cities across the U.S. and 6 other countries, and she gets to watch her dream come alive around the world.
I can't imagine doing anything that would be more rewarding than this. I love it. I feel like I have hundreds of kids now.
But she's not the only one getting to experience the rewards. Veteran coach Spencer Liff from the Broadway show Head Over Heels says it means a lot to give back, and he's proud to be a part of the students' future.
My first time teaching was 7 years ago. I did Philly Week, which is a huge week, and I met not 1 but 2 students that blew me away. And 7 years later, I've been able to put both of those students in my current Broadway show.
And students who have gone on to do great things are paying it forward, like the time Tanner received a former student's first theater paycheck as a donation to Broadway Dreams.
Her very first summer stock job, I got a check in the mail and it was from her, and she said, "This is my first paycheck, but it meant so much and I wouldn't be here today."
For those still trying to make the turn, they say focusing on what counts takes a lot, including overcoming the biggest challenge, self-doubt.
You're the only one that's psyching yourself out. The judges aren't psyching you out, they're just looking at you. So you just have to get your mind right, get your heart right, and just let it out.
And you ask me why I love her.
And Gibson can certainly let it out.
Despair.
Who knew Broadway could come to Charlotte? But it has.
1, 2, up, down.
The veterans come to teach, students come to learn, and casting directors and agents come to check out all of the talent, because here, dreams of Broadway do come true.
New York City, Broadway stage, with a cast full with people that I love and know.
For Carolina Impact, Tanisha Johnson reporting.
Thanks so much, Tanisha. I love seeing those Broadway dreams in the making. I bet a lot of those kids are headed off to great places. Well, students from across the country participated in Broadway Dreams, and last year 64 of those students landed roles in TV, film, and on Broadway in shows like Hamilton and Hairspray. If you love Carolina Impact, and I hope you do, you can watch the show before it hits the air if you're a PBS Charlotte Passport member. Or if you missed an episode, you can go back and catch it on demand through Passport. That does it for us this evening. We appreciate your time and thank you so very much for it. We look forward to seeing you back here again next time on Carolina Impact. Good night, my friends.
production of PBS Charlotte.